In the early 90s, my dad completed building this 10-meter steel yacht, and it's been in the water and sailing for over 30 years, and it was due proper engine and engine bay refurb. So this is the engine coming out. A little while later, this is the engine refurbed and repainted going back in. So this is just a record in general of how I went about it as someone who is not a mechanic. So this is the cockpit sole has been taken out, engine been flown out of the boat and dropped into a trailer which I picked up on Gumtree just for this job. Unfortunately, we had a little bit of an accident. The engine slid out the back of the trailer. I'd built a dolly just to move the engine around and get access to it easily. The first thing was to get the injectors out. Made a wee tool for that, and that's the 3 injectors after 30 years of work. This is Steve, we're just having a wee chat.
There will be a sequence for these, which you have to look up.
Yes.
Have you got that?
Yes.
And what you're looking for is where, and your finger will tell you more than your eyes will.
Yeah.
And then
Good look at the cylinders. The engine only does 50 hours or so a year, so it's not hammered or worked hard. It's in a boat, turning a prop.
However, they're fine. Oh, it's nice movement, isn't it?
Oh, so smooth.
I decided at this point I wasn't going to go any deeper.
I mean, they're perfect. There's no gouges, there's no grooves, there's no bore marks. Right, okay, seriously.
Removing the valves, there was a lot of chat about should we refurb the valves or not, and actually on closer inspection you can see not worth hanging on to. They were only a few pounds each. So I sent the head off to Brown's and they did a fantastic job, gave it a skim and put a new set of valves and reseated them. The list of jobs are things like refreshing old mounts, making new mounts and brackets. I made this puller to get the pulley wheels off the drive shaft. This thread was quite damaged, so I had to buy a die to recut it, and that's obviously much improved. It was incredible how much was still available for this 50-year-old engine. Rodding out the heat exchanger, managed to shift quite a lot of stuff. It was probably blocked by about 10 to 15%. The exhaust manifold had mild steel flanges welded onto stainless, so I decided it would be much better to have it all in stainless, so I made these new stainless flanges and I'm busy just lining everything up and tack welding them on. Boxes of bits that have come off the engine, pretty well organised. Engine block cleaned, masked off, ready for the painting. This will be the original Perkins blue, so I decided to match that on the repaint as close as I could. All the parts off, ready to paint, prime coat, then top coat, probably I think a couple of coats of each. This is just flashback to how it looked as it came out. Fuel pump was sent off for a refurbishment with Argyle engineers. Obviously a brand new head gasket. Tightening down in the correct order to the correct torque. Returning the beautifully refurbished injectors. And of course I couldn't help it, I had to go and buy a nice new sticker to complete the job. 360 kilos, no one's picking that up, so another A-frame just to get it back on the trailer. River meets the new boatyard dog, Poppy. The engine bay was in a real sorry state. It was great to have the access and really cut it right back, and everything got multiple coats of primer and top coat in white just to brighten the space up a bit. Obviously also makes it easy to spot drips and leaks, etc. And here it is coming back. The return trip back down through the cockpit floor. Initial lining up with the bolts, but a little bit of pushing and tweaking to get it bang on once the crane was away. The turnover with no fuel just to check everything was moving correctly. That is the first time I've cranked the engine with a starter motor. It sounds lovely, and that's a little step that makes me very happy. What do you think? And a little flashback to, I think this was the last time I ran it before I took it out. I don't know if it sounds different. I think it does. A friend said it sounded like a clock, less like a bus.